Briefly introduce myself. I'm a licensed attorney. I'm also an investigator. I work full-time for one of the counties here in California doing full-time internal investigations. Uh, and I'm also a big Bruce Lee fan. But the reason I'm uploading this video is because I just wanted to share a theory that I have on Bruce Lee's passing. And it's a theory that, to my knowledge, has not been brought up before, let alone looked into. So let's get into it. So Bruce Lee passed, I believe it was July 20th of 1973, and that was in Hong Kong. And I think it's important to take note of the fact that just 10 weeks before, I believe it was on May 10th of 1973, just 10 weeks before his passing, Bruce Lee was he was at the Golden Harvest Studios in Hong Kong doing voice dubbing, and he was experiencing headaches. Apparently he had a seizure or seizures, and apparently he passed out and he was hospitalized. So this was just 10 weeks before his passing. So I think it's a fairly safe speculation that there is a nexus, a connection between his passing out on May 10th and his passing away 10 weeks later on July 20th. I think there's a nexus there, and I think most of you would agree that there's more than likely a connection between those two events, i.e. whatever caused him to pass out and have seizures and headaches on May 10th is more than likely what caused his passing 10 weeks later. So the next question is there a nexus, a connection between something that took place before May 10th and what happened on May 10th? So let's talk about Enter the Dragon, the filming of Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon was filmed January, February, March, and April of 1973. So it was filmed up or through the month before his hospitalization in May. And you recall there was a scene in Enter the Dragon with a cobra, where Bruce Lee had the cobra and he put the cobra in the bag. Well, I was watching a documentary a few years ago, and his widow was speaking, Linda, I believe is her name, and she just kind of casually mentioned that during that scene, that cobra, that snake, a devenomized snake, according to Linda, that snake actually bit Bruce. And she just kind of casually mentioned it, but it really caught my attention. I was like, wait a second, hold it. This could have been a month before his hospitalization. But even if it was 2 or 3 months before his hospitalization, he was bitten by a cobra. And my question is when was that cobra devenomized? Was it an hour before that scene was filmed? I doubt it. Was it a day before? Maybe 2 days before, 3 days before? What's the significance of that question? The question is was there time for that cobra to regenerate venom? And if so, did that venom enter Bruce Lee? And was it maybe not enough venom to do him significant harm at that moment? But was it enough venom to cause him complications that might have resulted in headache, seizures, passing out, i.e. on May 10th? And by the way, headache and seizures and passing out, those are all symptoms of a cobra bite. So I think it's worth looking into whether or not that snake bite, that cobra bite, caused complications that resulted in his hospitalization on May 10th. And if that is true, if that is accurate, then more than likely, because there's more than likely a nexus, like I said, between May 10th and July 20th. But if the snake bite caused May 10th, then that would mean that the snake bite also contributed to, or perhaps even caused his passing on July 20th. I think that needs to be explored. And if you're not convinced yet, think about this. I'll just pose this question. Imagine you had a good buddy who was 32 years old, in tip-top shape, took care of his body. And one day he was messing around with a snake, albeit a devenomized snake, but that snake bit him. And then the next month, or maybe 2 months later, he had seizures and was hospitalized. Wouldn't you link those two events? Wouldn't you think there's a connection between those two events? I know I would. So, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm raising the question, is there a link between that cobra bite during the filming of Enter the Dragon and his hospitalization on May 10th and his passing on July 20th? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for watching.